We're gonna look up like best UFO footage ever. We gotta add ever. I feel like ever is, we capitalized ever. Ever. How about that? 3 weeks ago.
It's everything you wish for. Your site traffic is skyrocketing until this happens.
The Pentagon reportedly receives around 300 to 400 reports of UFOs each year that can't be explained, and it now seems that governments around the world are treating the phenomena, which was once ridiculed, much more seriously.
We gotta go full screen with this?
They could be the result of
that's
intergalactic
better, right?
visitors to our planet, top secret tests of military aircraft, or new ways to spy on countries. The evidence of the existence of UFOs is now mounted up with some of the clearest video, audio, and photographic proof you'll ever see.
What the fuck?
It's time to take a look at
that thing looks like it's underwater.
Compelling UFO footage. Number 15. Go fast and gimbal. Following countless requests, the Pentagon has in the past few years released a series of videos of unexplained phenomena.
First, we need to know what gimbal means. That's what I want to know. What does gimbal mean? Go fast and gimbal. Let me look this up real quick. Gimbal. Gimbal. These motherfuckers don't know what it mean either. Fuck it.
That have been experienced by personnel, with fighter jets often flying over regions that few other aircraft go to, and with everything being recorded by onboard cameras, it's some of the most compelling evidence that there are objects flying in the sky that are far beyond the capabilities of human-built designs. And what these two videos show are clear proof of this. These clips, known as Go Fast and Gimbal, were recorded between 2014 and 2015 by fighter pilots based on the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group and were operating off the east coast of the United States. They show mysterious objects moving at high speeds and erratically, and are still classified by the State Department as being unidentified. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean they have an otherworldly origin, but with no known...
Fuck you mean? This doesn't mean they're moving at speeds that we can't explain, that we cannot reach with any vehicles that we have. They're going underwater, coming back above water. We're trying to chase these things. We can barely catch them on whatever tracking this system is. Obviously, it's military, which makes this very interesting footage because it's legitimate. You can't deny its legitimacy. But I mean, come on.
Craft able to maneuver like high speeds and erratically, and are still classified by the State Department as being unidentified. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean they have an otherworldly origin, but with no known craft able to maneuver like this, that's certainly one explanation. These videos were only officially released to the public after they had been leaked to a reporter, and with authorities reportedly receiving at least 400
fucking thing looks small though.
UFOs each year, many of which are investigated by military aircraft. You just have to wonder how many more clips like these that they have that may reveal the full extent of unexplained objects in the world's airspace.
I bet they got a lot.
Number 14. Burning V. This amazing footage was recorded in Argentina in 2015 and shows what appears to be a V-shaped object passing through the sky. It's moving at such speed.
Damn, that's beautiful. Hold on. This is Argentina? This place looks beautiful. Might have to make a trip to Argentina. I didn't know snow in Argentina.
Enters the atmosphere in exactly the same way that spacecraft do when they return from orbit. Locals in Frias assumed it was a meteor when they first spotted the fireball, but usually space rocks would be expected to burn up and fizzle out very quickly when they enter the atmosphere. This one, though, continued burning for more than 3 minutes, which would suggest that it's entering at an angle to avoid being destroyed. And to add further mystery to what it also appears to completely change direction around halfway through. This, of course, is not common behavior that you'd expect to see from an inanimate object, and there were no reports at the time of any human...
Hold the motherfucking camera still, goddammit!
This object was also seen from far around, even across the border.
Why when people get video footage of a UFO. They can't hold the motherfucking camera still.
Brazil, which reduces the chances of it being a local hoax, or something that only looks strange from one particular angle. After the event, there was no sign of anything having landed on the ground, and the V object simply disappeared. There are plenty of people who regard this as one of the most convincing pieces of video evidence of a UFO, and with no other explanation, it's surely one of the most mysterious. Number 13. The Paris UFO. Paris is a city that's accustomed to light displays throughout the year, but it isn't a place that has a large number of purported UFO sightings. This means that whenever evidence of strange objects in the sky emerges, it's taken quite seriously, and this footage that was recorded in 2017 has baffled experts. It shows what appears to be a cigar-shaped ship in the sky that's beaming lights onto the ground. Enthusiasts believe that this is a vessel that's scanning or watching something that's happening on the ground, but the shape of the object is unlike anything that's operated by the French authorities. Most people, though, have simply assumed that this is a hoax, but it may not be that simple. The strangest thing about this UFO is that it's very similar to two others that have been previously seen.
Hold on.
One in China in 2010, which led to an airport being closed. About this UFO not be that simple. The strangest thing about this UFO is that
Look. What the fuck could that be? The shit like sideways though. You know what we need to do? We need to issue everyone a high definition camera. We need to issue them out to everybody in the world. 18 and older, you get a free high definition camera. And we need to catch these things in a lot better quality than this shit right here. This is Minecraft quality, bro. It is 2023.
That it's very similar to two others that have been previously seen. One in China in 2010, which led to an airport being closed until it left, and another in Australia in 2014. If interstellar travel is possible,
see, that's the kind of footage we need right there. 2023, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to have that kind of footage. If they're really out there.
Like our aircraft are. Could this then be
I'm
proof
just
that there
saying.
are visitors who
What
are
was that,
worried
though?
about us? Until there's a clear explanation, it remains a possibility.
Everybody looking
12,
at this, what was that?
Mariana Incident.
Huh.
Cameras are, of course, far more easily accessible in modern times to quickly capture unexpected footage, but there have been occasions in the past century when they've been close enough to hand to record strange events too. One of the most famous of these was recorded by Nick Mariana, a baseball coach, in August of 1950, and it is still one of the most compelling pieces of UFO footage ever. He, along with his assistant, was inspecting the Legion Stadium baseball field in Great Falls, Montana, before a game, and he noticed a bright flash in the sky. When he looked up, he says he saw two silvery objects that were spinning and, in his estimation, traveling between 200 to 400 miles an hour, and measured 50 feet across and were 150.
You cannot stand on the ground and look up at a flying craft, an airplane, a jet, a motherfucking blimp. You cannot look up there and guesstimate how fast they are going. Well, you're not going to be accurate, at least.
When he looked up, he says he saw two silvery objects that were spinning and, in his estimation, traveling between 200 to 400 miles an hour, and measured 50 feet across and were 150 feet apart from each other. As soon as he saw them, he ran back to his car to get his 16mm movie camera, and he was able to set it up in time to capture 16 seconds of footage before they flew.
He went to grab his 16mm movie camera. And this the footage he came up with. This the footage he came up
A few
with?
moments later, he saw two fighter jets flying by, but when media outlets picked up the story and questioned the nearby Air Force base, the commander denied that any activity had taken place at that time. Could this be the first recorded evidence of
They
a
will
UFO
always
and
deny.
a military response?
Until the
Or
motherfucking ship
was it an
lands in the
elaborate
middle of a
hoax?
football field in
Still,
one
more
of
than
these
60 years
states.
after it happened,
They will
no one's
always
been able to
deny.
categorically prove one or the other. Number 11. The Floating Sphere in Glasgow. There are a surprising number of UFO sightings in Scotland, and they usually happen so quickly there's no time to record them. But in early 2023, a video was shared online that clearly shows a strange glowing sphere in the sky.
Hold up. This place looks haunted as fuck. I ain't even gonna hold you. This place looks scary as fuck. This place looks haunted as shit. You will never catch me in this Scooby-Doo ass town. I bet there's UFOs here. It looks like a place that would have UFOs here.
It was captured by a Scottish videographer who said he's often seen orbs like this in the sky over Scotland, and that sometimes they'll also change color to red and green before vanishing. After previous experiences, he now never goes out without a camera ready on hand to begin recording as soon as something appears in the darkness, and he just so happened to be looking in the right place at the right time to get this one. He said that the light before the footage begins was darting across the sky and altering its shape before settling into a spherical form and hovering for a while. If true, this is far beyond the capabilities of any aircraft that's publicly known about, so this surely had to be either something that's
But you didn't catch it doing anything cool, bro. It's just a...
Said that the light
It looks like a star.
As soon as something appears in the darkness, and he just so happened to be
or a plane, or... But he claims it was moving around and shape-shifting and stuff. Why can't you catch that?
looking in the right place at the right time to get this one.
This is a plane. This is a plane. And this is a motherfucking flip phone camera, goddammit.
Bridge begins was darting across the sky and altering its shape before settling into a spherical form and hovering for a while. If true, this is far beyond the capabilities of any aircraft that's publicly known about, so this surely had to be either something that's part of a top-secret military project or is something that originated from another world. Number 10. The Phoenix Lights. Quite often, a UFO sighting will be reported by
I think I know about this one.
The same place, and these events
this one was like one of the biggest ones, like one of the bigger UFO controversies in American history, right? I think it's like right up there with Roswell. Well, it ain't Roswell, but it's up there. Like thousands of people saw it in Phoenix, right? And it was just a bunch of lights hovering in the sky. Didn't it look like it was in the shape of like a half circle or something?
But it's far more difficult to dismiss a large number of witnesses over a wide area. On March 13, 1997, one of the most convincing UFO sightings took place in the skies over Arizona and Nevada. And while the event is referred to as the Phoenix Lights, it covered a much larger region. Thousands of people reported seeing strange lights in the sky between 7:30 and 10:30 that evening, across a 300-mile distance between the Nevada line to Phoenix, and then on to Tucson. Some of the reports detailed a square-shaped object.
Look at that shit! You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. Thousands of people look up in the sky and see that? How do you explain that as a government? Didn't they say it was flares? Motherfucking flares? That's some motherfucking flares?
5 lights on it, and there's
them ain't no goddamn flares.
Phases. The first, where there was a triangular
Look at
formation
that.
of lights passing over the
Them is not no flares, bro.
state, and the second, when the stationary lights were seen in the sky.
He's gonna say, this game, you're not ready for. I know, motherfucker, I see the goddamn ad every goddamn 10 minutes.
Lots of videos and photographs
Look
were
at that.
taken of the anomalies, and similar things have also been seen in 2007 and 2008. But in an attempt to calm fears of an imminent invasion, the Air Force soon released a statement. They said that the lights were actually a formation of A-10 Warthog aircraft flying in formation back to the Davis.
I thought they said it was
Mountain Air Force
flares.
Base in Tucson.
Motherfucker gotta get their story together.
While the stationary lights were caused by flares that had been released during an unrelated training exercise. Even though the pilot of one of the aircraft made a statement, there are still some experts who don't accept that the aircraft could have been the cause, and that the Air Force is trying to cover up something else that happened that night. Number 9. STS-75. The vast majority of videos of UFOs have been recorded from the ground, but in many ways it's the ones that are recorded from altitude that provide the strongest evidence because there aren't as many ways to forge those or unintentionally record weather phenomena. STS-75 was the name given to the 19th mission carried out by the Columbia Space Shuttle in 1996, and this footage was captured in orbit during one of the scientific experiments that were being conducted by the crew. They were towing a tethered satellite system, which is the cylindrical object that you can see, and within it was an electric conductor. The idea was
So this is apparently outer space. Why does it look... It looks the same as being
that it would
underwater.
be pulled through the Earth's ionosphere to measure the types of particles that were attracted by it. But the footage also appears to capture the movement of other objects that move in erratic ways. At the time, during the mission, the astronauts didn't see anything unusual, but when the footage was released, people began realizing that some of the objects you see weren't all pieces of space dust or debris that's moving in an orbital pattern, but are larger objects that are independently moving. It's still regarded as one of the most compelling pieces of footage recorded from orbit that could potentially show the movement of UFOs. After all, if any were...
Okay. Just to end all. There is a slight curvature here. You see that? Just saying. The Earth might actually not be flat, guys.
Is maneuver outside of our atmosphere.
It might actually be round.
O'Hare Airport. The areas surrounding airports tend
See,
to have more UFOs.
I heard about this one too. This one's in the Chicago O'Hare Airport, and they say that there was a UFO that came down at the airport. It like hovered above the airport out on the runway. And then it shot so fast straight up into the sky that it left a hole in the clouds, a circle in the clouds. And apparently hundreds of people saw this, but nobody got any video.
These are dismissed as eyewitnesses mistakenly seeing aircraft coming to land. When it's the airport workers and air traffic control that report these strange happenings, though, it's something that's worth listening to. And that's the case with an event that took place in 2006. On November 7th at 4:15 in the afternoon, the federal authorities at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport received a report that 12 employees from the airport were looking at what appeared to be a saucer-shaped metallic craft that was hovering above gate C-17. It had first been noticed by a ramp employee who had notified the pilot of a departing aircraft about the potential presence of an object in the sky above, and then other workers, including pilots, also claimed to have seen it too. It was described as being between 6 to 24 feet in diameter and dark gray, and people outside the airport reported seeing it too. It was there for around 5 minutes before leaving, but there was apparently no sign of it on radar. There were so many witnesses that the event was taken seriously by authorities, who released a 155-page report about the sighting. It declared that there was an object, one that couldn't be identified, and could be a major cause for concern because of its ability to hover there silently for so long without being picked up by monitoring equipment. Number 7, the Lubbock Lights.
There ain't no video of it? You ain't got no video? You ain't got no picture? You don't even have a drawing of the shit? Most compelling? The motherfucking title of the video says 15 most compelling UFO videos.
Are most famously associated with UFO sightings, then Roswell in New Mexico would likely be at the top of the list. But there's a good argument that Lubbock in Texas should really be regarded as the home of mysterious aerial phenomenon after a series of events that took place in 1951.
The
During
Lubbock
August and
Lights.
September of that year, mysterious lights in the sky were seen by hundreds of people. The first reported sighting came from 3 college professors who were sitting in the backyard of one of their homes and witnessed between 20 and 30 lights, which they described as being as bright as stars but much larger. They flew overhead at incredibly fast speeds, and just as the professors were discussing what they had seen after the lights had gone, another set flew past. Over the following weeks, more people saw these strange lights in the sky, and
Over the following weeks? Like, if this is a real picture of it, like, you cannot explain that. What the fuck is that? If I looked up into the sky and saw this, I promise you, I would get a better picture than this right here, than what we're looking at right now. I promise you.
Carl Hart Jr., a freshman, managed to get his 35mm Kodak camera pointed to the sky after seeing some, and luckily they returned for long enough that he was able to
Kodak
take 5
camera?
photos of them. These photos were soon published around the world, and to this day no one has managed to prove there was any fakery involved with them. With the US military denying any involvement in what caused the lights over that time, it remains one of the largest unexplained UFO events that's ever taken place.
The
Number
Lubbock
6,
lights.
the McMinnville photographs. In the evening of May 11th,
See, we talking about
1950,
photographs.
Trent from
This
Sheridan
shit
in
says
Oregon,
15
which is
most
near
compelling UFO
McMinnville,
videos.
headed back towards the farmhouse she lived in with her husband, Paul, after feeding their pet rabbits. As she did so, she said she felt a strange presence in the sky above her, and when she looked up, she saw a slow-moving metallic disc-shaped object that appeared to be moving toward her.
I picked the software engineering program because they pay very well. It's a fast-paced industry.
Shut up.
The boot camping allows.
Shut your bitch
She
ass up.
immediately called for her husband, who came rushing out and saw the object too, and he had enough
Trying to
time
watch
to go
UFO
back in and
videos.
get his camera and take 2 pictures of the UFO before it sped off in a westerly direction and disappeared into the sky. It was another few days until they had taken more photos to finish off the roll of
This looks legit. I mean, if it was taken years ago, before we had Photoshop, then this looks legit.
film before getting it developed. But to begin with, the couple were reticent to share the photos with the world. Paul believed he'd imaged a secret military aircraft, which could have brought trouble if he showed it to anyone. But eventually, his friend who worked in a local bank convinced him to allow him to hang the photos in the window. A local reporter saw them and convinced the couple to lend them the negative so the images could be more widely published, and then they were analyzed and investigated by a committee.
I think when
that
people
looked
see
into UFOs,
circular
as well as a
UFOs,
number of
I'm
image
pretty sure
specialists.
that's not
While there
government.
have
If you see a circular UFO, that is some motherfucking. That's a motherfucker from another universe, another dimension. I have never seen I've never seen the military say, "Oh, you know what's very aerodynamic? A motherfucking frisbee looking aircraft." It's always triangular. If you see a triangular UFO, then maybe it's probably like government, some secret government shit. But I feel like the circular ones
There
are.
have been suggestions that the images were faked. It's been impossible to prove that they are forgeries, and the Trents both
I have yet to
insisted
see
their
video
account of events
footage
was true
on
until
this
they died in the
15
late
most compelling
1990s.
UFO
These remain
video.
some of the most
Video.
publicized UFO images ever taken, and if anything, prove there was definitely something strange in the air that night in Oregon.
Oh, this shit was
Number
in Oregon.
5, Flight 2292. If you've ever met a commercial aircraft pilot, you should ask them if they've ever seen something unexplained in the air, because the vast majority
Yeah,
of the
I'll have to
stories-
remember that for the next time I meet a commercial aircraft pilot and talk to him. Oh, hey, bro, how's it going? Have you seen any strange objects out there?
likely be able to share with you, as they spend most of their working lives at altitude with a clear view of the sky. They are the people that are most likely to see UFOs if there are any, and a recent study found that at least 80% have witnessed something that behaved beyond their understanding of what man-made aircraft should be able to do. It's rare, of
80%?
course, for them to have cameras to record these incidents, because if they perceive a potential threat, they'll have their hands on the controls ready to react. But a recording was released in February of 2021 that details a strange incident that American Airlines Flight 2292 experienced while flying from Cincinnati to Phoenix. The pilot radios air traffic control and asks,
We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
At the time, the plane was at an altitude of 37,000 feet and in northeast New Mexico, and soon after the recording was shared, the FAA released a statement to say nothing had been detected in the area on radar apart from Flight 2292.
Can you imagine
Military
if the
also
dude
denied any knowledge of any operations in the region
said
either,
that to the
which raised
people on the
question
flight?
of just
Everybody
what
would
was
cry.
This object that the flight crew had clearly seen.
Oh,
and
put on
felt
yours.
concerned enough that they
Well,
needed to
everybody,
bring it over the
pay
tower.
attention to the fasten seatbelt sign, please.
Number
We
four,
have a
the
cigar-shaped
Calvary photo.
missile-looking
In early
object
August of
above us.
1990, two hikers were walking near Calvine in the Scottish Highlands when they noticed what appeared to be a huge craft in the sky. One of them managed to take a photograph of the diamond-shaped object before it disappeared, and it soon became known as the most compelling photographic evidence of a UFO that had ever been captured in the
Now that looks wild. No wings on this motherfucker, so there's no reason this thing should be even airborne.
UK. In itself, it's mysterious enough, but it's what happened next that has led to people believing this may well be actual evidence of a UFO. It's almost as if the photograph was completely erased from existence, with no copies or archives available anywhere. The people responsible for it going silent, and all mention of it being scrubbed. That was until 2022, 32 years later, when a photojournalist was researching the story and managed to track down the former press officer for the Royal Air Force, who had held on to a copy of the last remaining print. It's all that's left of the 6 images that the hikers reportedly took, and shows the mysterious object with a fighter jet in the background. It's the first time the image has ever been publicly available to see, and because the incident happened more than 30 years ago, a request was put into the Ministry of Defense to release the file that they had on the incident, because it's common practice in the UK to declassify material after that amount of time. Strangely, though, the ministry invoked privacy concerns as the reasons why they
I'm about
weren't
to
able
skip to number
release any
1,
further
bro. None of this is
information
video
about what had
footage.
happened. And one of the most strange that traffic stopped while the drivers watched what was happening, with the light apparently hovering for a while before vanishing. The reports were very similar to descriptions of the lights that were seen in Phoenix a few years earlier.
Alright, shut up. Shut up. I want video footage. This looked like some straight cap. I don't know why, but I'm going to click on it. Alright?
History Vault. Stream now thousands of the best.
Go ahead, fill me with some bullshit.
series all about history, anytime, commercial free, from ancient civilizations to
Stop it. What is happening right now? Is this just an intro? No, sir. That's not the one. No, sir. More of the world's greatest UFO videos.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So as always, I try to bring you guys some UFO footage and videos, probably that you haven't seen or that you may have seen. So what I'm going to do in today's video, I'm not going to talk throughout.
Hey, look at that. That's the picture on my that's
everything. But I'm going to show you guys some other video clips.
That's the picture on my my thumbnail. It's crazy.
I believe this may have been from the Mexico government.
They jacked my shit.
But I think I've showed this to you guys before, so there's nothing too much new with this footage here.
Now, you know what we need? We need like a top 10. Let's go. 10 UFO. You know, the more I think about it, as long as we have ever been alive on this planet, we have got like zero evidence of UFOs. This shit is wild. I don't know how many years cameras have been out, but we have jack shit as far as evidence. Top 10. Oh, I should probably full screen this. Like they're chasing each other. What the fuck?
是不是有 UFO 啊？是什么东西啊？这个是
What the hell is that? It was like... Oh, nah. It was like splitting into two. This video is straight to the point, I'll tell you that. The fuck? Tell me that's a balloon. That ain't no goddamn balloon. I feel like that could be a plane. Oh, what the hell is that? Okay, like I'm legitimately thinking my hardest what that could be. What could that be? That ain't no motherfucking drone. That ain't no airplane. That ain't no missile. That ain't no flare. What? But it has a trail. Like most UFO videos I see, they never have trails. You know what I mean? Because they have more advanced technology than just burning some sort of fuel. But that shit looks wild. And it's going in circles and shit. I feel like that's a plane. One of those planes that draws things in the sky. Hold the motherfucking camera still, dog. It's not that. It don't even look like you're moving anywhere.
I have no idea.
That was the whole video. The whole video, the man wasn't even looking at the object. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill. I don't know what that could be, but the man could have at least
I have no idea. But
held the
I've
camera
shown
still.
That's in real time, and then slowed down a little bit, and then I've taken some frame grabs so you can see that each end lights up individually.
Are those lights, or is that like reflection off the sun? Because the video looks like it's daytime. That's like something metallic. I don't think those are lights. I think that's like reflection from the sun.
And it kind of goes from like a silver look to like a brass look, and then it also
And then it turned into a ball of energy.
look to like a brass look, and then it also will flash. And the flash was bright enough to where I thought, before I could see it later, just with my naked eye, it just looked like it was something glinting in the sun, like it was an object that was metallic with mirrors or something that was glinting the sun at me. It was late in the afternoon. And here I'm showing the just the non-cropped image slowed down so that you can get an idea of just the scale of it in the frame.
This video is being downlinked to Mission Control, so
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This looks fake as hell. This looks. This thing's look like a bullet, bro.
imagery analysts and engineering.
But this is captured by NASA? And they don't know what this is?
This video is being.
It looks. You know how they always say cigar shaped? This literally looks like a cigar. It literally looks exactly like a cigar. Like somebody took a picture of a cigar and stuck it on the window of a craft as they were flying by.
Being downlinked to Mission Control, so imagery analysts and engineering experts can review it and assess the foam coverage on the external tank. It's all added to a compilation of imagery and data that
it's like slowly rotating too.
Determine the integrity of Atlantis' heat shield, the thermal protection system that is in place to protect the orbiter when it enters into the Earth's atmosphere again at the end of the mission.
That's hella weird. That was like the best one I've seen so far. See, whenever some kind of military looking video captures a UFO, it always adds a level of like credibility and legitimacy to it, man. These videos are always crazy because they seem legit. Although I ain't gonna lie, whenever I watch these military captured UFO videos, I never know what the fuck I'm looking at. Is this like infrared? I'm assuming. Fucking weird. Oh, and why does it say police on the top right? It just says police. No. No, that's something on your roof closer than... That is not out in the sky, man. That's like a reflection off of your... You see, like, there's reflection of something here. That is a reflection of something. Maybe it's a reflection of something. That fucking thing just flew off like a jellyfish. It's crazy that it appeared right when the lightning struck. That looks so fake as shit. But it looks crazy. I think no matter how good a footage someone ever gets, someone could get the most 4K motherfucking footage ever of a UFO. The fucking thing could land in their backyard. Aliens could come out of it, walk up to them, shake their hand, leave. They could capture the whole thing on video and no one would believe it. No one would believe it, ever. They could land in Quentin Tarantino's backyard and he could have all his camera gear ready, videotape it, and no one would believe it. Because we've gotten to an age where you can just doctor anything. CGI, deepfake. That's wild. I feel like that's a reflection. Obviously, this is in outer space. I just want to make it very clear. that although there does look like some slight curvature here, that this shit also looks flat as fuck. Like, you would have to zoom out so fucking far from this point right here in order for this curvature to be a full circle. I'm just saying. Anyway. What the fuck is that? It kind of looks like the Aurora Borealis, like the Northern Lights. It didn't look too crazy, but it's definitely way too high in the fucking sky for that. Alright.
So you think you know wigs?
So you think you know UFOs? I honestly didn't think that video was that good. Top 10 alien close encounters in Britain? That's oddly specific. You know what I mean? That is like very, very specific. Top 10 UFO videos? Is that what I need to type in? I want to know the truth, goddammit. I want to find something cool. Top 10 UFO sightings confirmed by the government. Because the government tells us everything. Of course.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 UFO sightings confirmed by the government.
There's enough obvious evidence here that we need to take this seriously, not downplay it.
For this,
he said, let's chill and watch some UFO videos, brother.
Flying objects verified by American government officials. Do you think aliens are behind any of these sightings? Let us know in the comments which occurrence seems the most extraterrestrial.
See, just because it's UFOs, just because it's unidentified, doesn't mean it's extraterrestrial. But some of the things that they've done, or people have said they've done, some of the video footage, dude, we don't have the capability to do that at all. I still tie my shoes one at a time, bro. We don't have no automatic shoe tires yet. We're not
Number 10, Roswell incident.
Advanced enough yet.
In 1947, rancher W.W. Brazel found mysterious debris on his New Mexico property. After he brought these materials to the authorities, the United States Air Force released a
I think Roswell is like, dude,
a quote-unquote flying disc in
Roswell is like the biggest UFO controversy of all time. But for them to be so advanced, like we think they're super advanced because they can travel galaxies away to reach us, and then they get here and they crash? Get here and you crash, bro?
Well, this description set off a resurgence of interest decades later in the 1970s, with conspiracy theorists claiming that the object had really been a crashed spaceship. It was now also claimed that extraterrestrial bodies had been found at the site.
Proof that the Roswell UFO incident was real. It's a picture of an alien-type creature, and they claim it was taken in 1947. In Roswell.
Authorities admitted in 1994 that the object had really been a top-secret nuclear test surveillance balloon. Some are still convinced, however, that the real explanation...
Aliens? Or robots from the future, whatever. The point is they need to keep everyone in a blissful state of ignorance.
Number 9. Lubbock Lights.
My date and I saw these lights coming over the screen. It was just a formation.
Her name is Pat Allgood.
On a
over the screen. It was
everyone in a blissful state of ignorance. Keep everyone in a blissful state of ignorance.
Number 9. Lubbock Lights.
My date and I saw these
Allgood? That would be like that'd be the dopest last name to have. My first name would be Shits. Shits Allgood.
The screen. It was just a formation of lights.
On a summer night in 1951, 3 professors from Texas Technological College.
My son's name would be Everything's.
When they saw something they
Everything's all good.
Who were apparently impressed enough by having seen strange things in the sky to go out and try to observe them under scientific conditions.
Flying over Lubbock were circular blue-green lights.
See, you're in the army, bro.
The lights
You are in the U.S. military.
sighting, and other people besides the
You didn't get no.
spotted them. One witness, freshman
You didn't get the exclusive,
even
bro.
snapped a photo.
Grab my camera and set the exposure on.
I know you got some secrets you hiding.
And waited. And
I know they don't want you to tell us. But you got to blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
But what was it? United States Air Force officer Edward J. Ruppelt, who investigated as part of Project Blue Book, concluded that it was an, quote, explainable...
See, I've heard of so many of these different projects. Project Blue Book, Majestic,
that a scientist had found the answer,
Men in
but
Black.
couldn't divulge it, as the scientist had requested anonymity. It was, at best, a frustratingly vague
Get this stupid thing off my...
explanation.
I need an ad blocker,
Number
bro.
8, little green men. What do you think of when you hear the word alien? For many,
Okay.
it's a dominion.
Over the years, as human beings, we have pictured aliens to look like this, right? In movies, in everything. They're green people with big heads, big eyes, elongated craniums, right? So, if aliens do ever exist and they come down and, show themselves to us, if they look like this, what are the odds that we just created that visualization of them? Like, we just imagined they look like that, and then they all of a sudden look like that. That would be like walking up to a closed door of a room and then drawing a picture of what you would imagine to be behind that door, and then opening the door, and that's exactly on your picture what is behind that door.
Diminutive green humanoid with eyes too big for its head. That depiction was popularized by a site.
He said no pictures. Well, you cap, bro.
3.5 foot tall.
You cap. I know you know something.
Big eyes, arms down to the ground, and it was.
I know you know something.
Legs not moving.
One summer evening in 1955, the Sutton family burst into the police station claiming that their farm was under siege by small aliens. They'd been shooting at them for hours through windows and door screens. The United States...
Hold on. This family might have just been on that good shit, bro.
They'd been shooting at them for hours through windows and door screens. The United States Air Force looked into the incident as part of Project Blue Book and concluded that it was a hoax. Some have theorized that the Suttons were shooting at owls. On the other hand, many ufologists are convinced the Suttons fought off an alien attack in Kentucky.
My family had a nice, quiet life. They loved the farm. They loved it out in the
Ufologists, bro?
But that night changed everything for them. It was never going to be...
You know what? I think humans... Yeah, I think aliens are obviously some sort of evolution of humans. If they even exist, right? Maybe we evolve, we eventually learn how to go back in time, and then we go back in time, right? To visit ourselves? Nah, there's no way. Because they said they got, in Roswell, they found alien bodies, and they were like 3 feet tall green dudes.
Flying saucer. Just weeks
We're not about to evolve into shorter...
1947, Private pilot Kenneth Arnold was flying his plane in Washington State when he witnessed a bright flashing light above Mount Rainier.
And the incident gains explosive nationwide news coverage. It's the first ever credible sighting of UFOs over the United States.
Arnold described what he saw as a diagonally arranged formation of objects that weaved and darted around like saucers, skipping across the water.
Is it not loud enough for you guys?
He thought maybe
I probably
the
got to turn
speed
it
was
up, huh?
1,200 miles per hour. But then later, it was calculated to be nearly 1,657 miles per hour.
This description is what coined the phrase flying saucer. There have been many theories attempting to explain what Arnold saw. Publicly, the Air Force declared the sighting to be a
I think I heard about this.
mirage.
The military did an investigation, and
This particular incident.
However, the Air Force
Like he saw them go into a volcano. He saw them go down. He saw the shit go into Mount Rainier.
and FBI continued to investigate.
That makes me think that there is something in the center of our Earth. Call me crazy. I don't give a fuck. There's something in the Earth.
Concluding that the saucers had been
We've never
real
gone deep
and
enough
not
to even
due
know.
natural phenomena.
Scientists are saying now that they might be wrong about the way, you know how in elementary school and intermediate school you learn about the Earth, and there's the crust and then the mantle and, you know, the magma and the core. No, they're saying they might be wrong about that. Boom.
Eventually, this led to a larger investigation that evolved into the famous Project Blue Book. Number 6, Rendlesham Forest Incident. In December 1980, a
Rendlesham?
security patrol at an airbase in Suffolk, England, witnessed glowing lights descending into Rendlesham Forest.
Strange lights are reported on the horizon in what appears to be a possible downed aircraft.
When servicemen tried to get a closer look, the object moved through the trees.
Radios failed as they approached the targeted area, and the air itself felt electrically charged as they closed in.
Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt went on record claiming that the event was extraterrestrial and believed it was covered up. Today, the forest is home to a UFO trail. And
That's like the start to any horror movie. You go to investigate something and your radio's immediately cut out. I would instantly turn around. You don't even have to. I'd be like, what is that? Oh, the radio's cut out. Oh, we'll come back tomorrow, bro.
the monument shaped like the curious craft spotted there. The 2020 documentary Codename Randlesham described it as a legend as mysterious as the Loch Ness Monster.
Side note. Loch Ness Monster, fake, man. Loch Ness Monster is cap. There ain't no Loch Ness Monster. There ain't no Meg. Because there's nothing for them to eat. How are they going to survive if there's nothing for a Loch Ness Monster to eat? Please tell me. Unless Loch Ness Monster is vegetarian.
Number 5, Leveland UFO case. Remember
My
this
dog?
scene from
My
Close
neighbor's dog?
Encounters of the Third Kind? After being enveloped by a strange light, Roy's car begins to experience strange malfunctions caused by an overhead UFO.
Oh, shit.
What you may not have known...
You just gonna sit in the car,
was
bro?
inspired
I've
by
never seen this movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, but you cannot tell me that you're just gonna sit in the car. You're just gonna sit in the car as the shit starts going up, getting taken by an alien spacecraft? I will hop out that bitch.
functions caused by...
As soon as this happens right here, as soon as my paperwork and my homework starts flying all over the car, I would hop out. I would open the door, and I would just stand on the street and let my truck go up into the sky.
UFO.
Oh, shit.
What you may not have known was that this moment was inspired by a real-life event that took place in Texas in 1957. Dozens of residents in the area claim to have had experiences similar to that in the film over the course of one evening.
Yeah, if my phone...
I don't know what that is.
He said,
The
I
US
don't
Air
know
Force
what that is.
investigated
Let's
and
sit
concluded
here
that
and
the
wait.
cause was an electrical storm or ball lightning. Ufologists
He said, what is that? I don't know, bro. Let's just sit here and wait.
contested whether there was a storm that night, claiming otherwise before a committee of the U.S. House of Representatives in 1968. Number 4, Spherical UFO. We can thank ufologist and filmmaker Jeremy Kenyon Lockyer Corbell for releasing this clip of a spherical craft. Allegedly, it was filmed in the Combat
Yeah, this man...
Information Center of...
You know the government looking for whoever released this goddamn footage? And this man just name dropping like it's a rap song.
Committee of the U.S. House. Number 4. Spherical UFO. We can thank ufologist and filmmaker Jeremy Kenyon Lockyer Corbell for releasing this clip of a spherical craft. Allegedly, it was filmed in the Combat Information Center of the USS Omaha on July 15th, 2019.
We got a lot of white water out there, so 6 foot swells. Whoa, it's getting close.
The UFO is seen flying through the air, then dips down into the water, proving that it can travel through various elements. By the end of the footage, the craft disappears into the ocean.
Whoa, splashed. Mark bearing and range.
The Pentagon confirmed that the footage was captured by the U.S.
See, that's hella legitimate, credible, right? Military footage. They saw this thing fly above the water, then dive down into the water.
U.S. Navy. According to Corbell, a submarine search was conducted but found nothing.
Do you think that we will see a release from the government that shows something conclusively?
There is more that could be shared, will be shared with Congress for certain. I don't see that coming to the public soon.
My name's Daryl Dixon.
Madison, do you copy?
All right, Daryl.
This man goes by
Number
I haven't
3,
watched The Walking Dead forever.
Triangular craft. Corbell has also released footage of a mysterious triangular craft filmed by U.S. Navy personnel. The night vision clip was filmed from the destroyer USS Russell in 2019.
That's such a
and
trip.
leaked by Corbell in 2021.
In night vision video from a Navy destroyer, a mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship.
According to Corbell, the government's classified briefing states that the alleged crafts in the footage are not owned by the United States or a foreign military. In addition, the objects were behaving in unexpected ways. The Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force hasn't been able to determine what these crafts are.
And former intelligence chief John Ratcliffe says officials have been tracking technology beyond our capabilities.
The video has been confirmed as real by a Department of Defense spokesperson.
The Pentagon could declassify more sightings of what they can't explain.
Number 2. Gimbal and Go Fast. From 2014 to 2015, fighter pilots from the USS Theodore Roosevelt recorded incredible footage of
I think I've seen this one too.
Unidentified
I think this one
aerial
also dipped under the water,
government
but this one
refers to
came
all
back
UFOs.
out.
Oh, that's them, is it? It's not. It is on us, dude. Well, if there's like that thing, it's rotating.
The pilots
The motherfuckers are
mysterious
freaking
objects
out.
off the East Coast
Said, look at
of the
that thing,
United
bro.
States. The videos were leaked online and later confirmed as genuine by the Pentagon with their official release in 2020.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
You can hear from the excitement in the pilots' voices that they really believe they were seeing something incredible.
Motherfucker screaming, I almost blew my eardrum.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the
I'll think
option to
about
be
it.
notified.
I'll think about subscribing to this channel, depending on what this #1 video is about.
Number 1, FLIR. Off the coast of San Diego in 2004, Navy fighter pilot Commander David Fravor of the USS Nimitz carrier was asked to investigate radar indications of a potential target. Apparently, the missile cruiser USS Princeton had been monitoring an unusual object for 2 weeks. Fravor saw a white oval object hovering over the ocean. Another pilot recorded footage of the object, and the video, known as FLIR, was leaked to the media over a decade later with Go Fast and Gimbal.
Most of the more than 120 incidents over the past 2 decades are not from the U.S. military or other advanced U.S.
It took 10 years to leak the video? I see albums that leak
government technology.
As is the case with
within
those videos,
days.
The Pentagon has confirmed that the video is authentic, making it serious evidence when it comes to UFOs.
10
There's a lot of
years.
pressure by the global public and the American
Said I got the
public.
best, most compelling video footage ever, but
Enjoy
I'm
this
not gonna
video?
put it out for
Check
10
out these
years,
other
bro.
clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be.
No, I'm not. I refuse. Top 10. Actually, we're just gonna go down the rabbit hole. Fuck it. I'm chilling today. We're just gonna go straight down the rabbit hole.
What in the hell is going on?
Excellent question. And the answer you're looking for lies right here.
Welcome to Watch
Top 10 extraterrestrial conspiracy theories of all time.
Alien conspiracy theories of all time.
When you connect
Jinx.
dots between apparently unconnected people and situations and organizations, that's when the tapestry appears and you go, whoa.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most fascinating and memorable space and extraterrestrial-based conspiracies. Any theory qualifies if it was believed by some to be true at one time, even if it's been debunked. Which of these conspiracy theories do you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Flat Earth. One of the most
Oh, hell no.
prominent conspiracy.
All right. Clearly, I'm gonna lose brain cells as I watch this video, so let me prepare myself.
The comments
All right.
below. Number 10, Flat Earth.
I believe some wild shit. I believe some wild shit. I believe in aliens. I believe in UFOs. I believe 9/11 was set up. But I do not believe flat Earth. I believe in time travel. Time travelers. But I do not believe flat Earth.
One of the most prominent conspiracy theories of the
Call me a
21st
sheep.
century is that the Earth is flat. There was a time when the idea that the planet was a disk wasn't so far-fetched. But that was ages ago, when our scope of knowledge was still limited.
You mean the Earth isn't flat? I must have missed that part.
Boy, he has been in that lamp a long time.
Yet despite a slew of scientific evidence to the contrary, some people still firmly believe that the Earth is flat.
Everybody here can agree on absolutely one thing, which is it is not a globe.
This conspiracy theory found new life upon the advent of the internet, as flat earthers found each other through social media and became a community of sorts. No matter what scientific evidence is presented, it's been difficult to convince proponents of the theory that the Earth is spherical.
You don't believe that they've gone to space?
No, not at all. The rockets go up, sure. There's nobody in them.
Number 9, the Philadelphia experiment. There's nothing like a good old sci-fi story.
You can't tell that man nothing. He has decided the Earth is flat. He said, "Yeah, the rockets go up. Nobody's in them."
Of the theory that the Earth is spherical.
You cannot tell this man nothing.
No, not at all. The rockets go up, sure. There's nobody in them.
He said, "No, nope."
You don't believe that they've gone to space?
No, not at all. The rockets go up, sure. There's nobody in them.
Number 9, the
He said, "There's
Philadelphia
nobody in them."
There's nothing like a good old
That's some
sci-fi
wild
story
shit,
to get the
man.
imaginative juices flowing. Ex-merchant marine Carl Allen once claimed that the military tried to make the USS Eldridge ship completely invisible.
Where did it go? Where did you send it? I don't know.
They allegedly hoped to bend light around it by employing electrical generators. The experiment was said to be conducted at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. The story goes that in October of 1943, the ship broke the space-time continuum, and the Eldridge was teleported to Virginia and slightly back in time. It was further speculated that those on board suffered horrible consequences as a result. Most people have reached the conclusion that this is a simple hoax, and the Navy's official position seems to be that there was no Philadelphia experiment.
That's cap.
Did you really think you could destroy this ship? She's defied space.
Come on, man. I need ad blocker.
Number 8, Men in Black. Here come the Men in Black, the Galaxy Defenders. That is, according to those who believe that there's a major plot underway to keep the alien UFOs a secret.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
The person is
People
smart.
are not smart.
People are dumb, panic.
This man not smart either. Ruined his whole career. Human beings are not smart.
Dangerous animals, and you know it.
And this man knows.
These agents are
Dangerous animals, and you know it.
Within ufology, these agents are
That man know.
mysterious government workers who coerce UFO eyewitnesses into silence. If coercion doesn't work, then they'll allegedly resort to more.
I think I do believe in the Men in Black.
Who are you? Really?
They're probably not called the Men in Black, but
I am just a figment of your imagination.
they're probably some governmental agency
John Keel, the
to
famous
cover
author
up
of the Mothman prophecies, took it one step
extraterrestrial
further and called the Men in Black demonic creatures. Of course, there's no solid evidence that they even actually exist. But since they're supposedly
What do you mean? There's 3 movies.
agents who are meant to be stealthy, The theory certainly helps ufologists explain the apparent lack of alien spaceships.
See you around, Jay.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
Number 7, the Black Knight. Back in 1998, the STS-88 mission snapped a startling photograph. A long black object appeared to be orbiting the Earth. Naturally, the conspiracy theorists immediately got to work and claimed that this was an ancient alien satellite named the Black Knight.
Black Knight
This wasn't the first time the idea of such a device was floated around, but it did help it gain traction. Believers say that it's been circling our planet for over 10,000 years, and that NASA has been keeping it a secret from the general population.
Watch out for incoming space junk!
However, NASA claims that the Black Knight is actually just space debris, with a prominent journalist named James Oberg further suggesting that it's a thermal blanket. Number 6. The Anunnaki. Famous conspiracy theorist Eric von Däniken released his seminal book Chariots of the Gods in 1968. In it, he posited that most world religions were
I actually
created
watched the
and
documentary
by
Chariot of
ancient
the
alien
Gods.
astronauts. The
It was
book was
really
very
good.
popular, but largely discredited by
My mom read the
academia.
book. I didn't read the book.
Still, the theory was continued by Zecharia Sitchin.
It was
who
really
claimed
good.
That the Anunnaki deities came to Earth from a planet supposedly called Nibiru, created modern humans, and forced them to mine gold. Plus, they allegedly showed us agriculture and constructed the Great Pyramids of Egypt. David Icke also apparently claims that the Anunnaki are the evil force his famous conspiracy theory, which essentially calls politicians reptiles in disguise, hinges on.
But I've seen enough and heard enough to believe that it's real, and so I say it.
Number 5.
That man said, I have seen enough and I have heard enough to believe it's real, so I say it.
The Tunguska event. During an early summer morning back in 1908, a large area of Siberia was decimated by a mysterious event. Over 800 square miles of forest was flattened, and about 80 million trees were reportedly destroyed. There was just one problem. As far as anyone could tell, nothing had hit the Earth. So what the heck happened?
People who observed that thought the end of the world had come, Judgment Day, divine intervention.
Contemporary reports blamed aliens, alleging that evidence of extraterrestrial involvement was found at the site. While that makes for a compelling story, it's not widely believed to be what occurred. It's now thought that a meteoroid measuring somewhere around 200 feet exploded in midair and leveled the surrounding area in what's called a meteor airburst.
As that
Exploded in midair. I don't think meteor. I'm not a scientist, but I don't think meteors can just explode in midair. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. Let's go back to UFO videos, man. Why do I have so much notifications? Alright. I think I watched this one.
Create an amazing website with Fiverr. You'll need your web developer, UX.
Ah, damn, I need an
and
ad
maybe
blocker.
A UFO appears to teleport in the skies over the U.S.
What? What?
What the hell? It's just straight. Either they just teleport up here? That's crazy.
What? What was that?
This bitch is tripping. She said, what? Not the one that's talking. You can hear the one in the back screaming. Clearly they saw something. She's fucking going off. Listen.
What? What? What was that? You guys. I got that. What the?
With the understandably frantic and rushed
I'm not gonna lie, this one kind of looked fake, man. This one looked cap. Because the way that they're reacting, like nobody's even talking or saying wow, nothing. Look at the way they're flying away. And then if you watch this one right here, it's like vibrating up and down. Watch. It looks...
With the understandably frantic and rushed recording job done here, it's easy to miss what was truly impressive about this footage. But what was almost hidden at first is clearly exposed thanks to some great tracking done by QSEG. Look close at the right-hand side of the most predominant UFO. 5 less obvious objects can be seen in alignment. They are then seen through the trees and right up until the end of the clip, where they appear to form a V shape right before flying off. CGI is a possibility here, but OP gives his opinion on why he thinks it's unlikely. Quote, I think CGI can be most likely ruled out here, since several of the UAPs are barely visible through the trees. This is very hard to achieve unless you have the trees as a static front layer. Since the trees are moving and are correctly following camera parallax, the only other option is for manual editing, which is quite hard and doesn't seem to be the case here. The recording job is also not amazing. The camera is spun around and it's hard to tell what to focus on. With most CGI work, subtlety is rare. You usually see everything the
What do you guys think?
wanted you to see on the first.
I think this is cap. I think this one's cap. I get what he's saying about the tree being like a layer that you would have to render over this for this to be behind the tree, right? But also I feel like it's the same color as the tree, so they could just put it over this layer and it would look like it's behind this layer. You know what I mean?
Viewing.
I think this one's
little to
cap.
no obstructions. This footage, however, is quite the opposite. The profile that posted this footage also seems to be a legit personal account who sporadically posts videos of his dogs every few months. It doesn't really make much sense as to why he would randomly create high-quality CGI footage just to leave on a profile he barely pays attention to. Just to reiterate, this doesn't mean the clip is 100% legit, just that these reasons help add to it being authentic.
It's probably hard to see, but there's a little ball out there that's been floating in the middle of this thunderstorm for 10 minutes now.
It's always thunderstorms, man. Some wild shit in that. That thing just disappeared? What the hell?
Check my Google Sky Map.
It just disappears. He's tripping right now. He's
Over here,
it's just gone.
up there, I saw a UFO, and it went down the river, turned right at the United Nations, turned left, and then down the river. It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a balloon, and it was so near.
And it looked what, sort of round, white, luminescent, and silent?
Silent, and it looked dark, like black or grey in the middle, and had white lights, just looked like light bulbs, you know? Just going off, on, blink, 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 round the bottom, and on top was a red light.
I hope you guys are liking what you've seen so far. If you could leave a like on
I like how it says the best UFO videos of June 2023.
Off, on,
You mean to tell me this dude right now?
Round the bottom, and on top was a red
That's
light.
2023?
I hope you guys are liking what you've seen so
Come on,
far.
son.
If you channelized and added the entire skyscape to this famous Air Force UFO video.
I've watched like 4 different UFO videos now, and I'm pretty sure I've seen this footage on every single one of those videos.
My God. Oh, going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Oh, thing, dude.
This is some kind of remade version of that, though.
That's not LNS though, is it? It's all doing their own stuff. When it feels like
It's just rotating.
it's rotating.
Yeah, I've watched that one like a million times already. This one right here, I know is fake. Because there are these dudes with this CGI YouTube channel, and they wanted to create a viral YouTube video to see how many people they could fool. And this was the video that they made.
Notice how the object comes to a near dead stop after
So I know this one is
super
cap
high speeds.
for sure. 100%.
The witness caught the object from multiple cameras on the car. We can basically see its entire flight path. The speed seems incredible. It comes into view, then proceeds to fly over the Tesla, which is traveling 30 to 40 miles per hour approximately, then stops over the far side, all within the space of 2 to 3 seconds. Obviously, the speed and the almost instant stop are what's most extraordinary here. A closer look at the object would have been great, but it's just too high up.
It was good though. I would have believed it if I didn't see that it was actually fake.
I haven't seen it in 5 minutes. Exact spot.
It's been in the same exact spot for 15 minutes and you cannot hold the camera still on this thing.
Oh.
It just disappeared? He said, oh.
Disappeared.
he said, oh. Bro, what the fuck?
This next one is a few years old, but it went semi-viral this month, and it's one I've never seen before. So maybe it's new to you guys too. It's what looks to be a spherical-shaped UFO flying at a consistent speed in a perfectly straight line over a Mexican volcano.
The volcano itself is Mexican, or? I don't know, man. It doesn't matter how good of footage you get of a UFO. Like, this is pretty clear, right? Like,
also going viral this month,
obviously it's not
another spherical object captured over Poland. Though both objects are similar in appearance, that's where the comparisons end. The difference in movement between the two are what separates something from the unexplainable end of the spectrum to the explainable. There is no doubt.
Dude, that's so clear. That's so clear. It's a marble in the sky. I don't care how clear of footage you could ever get. We were saying this earlier. No one will ever believe. So everybody's like, oh, why didn't you videotape it? Or you got trash footage of it? Or, you know, this is the best footage you could get. It doesn't matter. It could be 4K. It could be like this, and nobody would ever believe it. Ever.
Brilliant. However, the footage suggests to me that it's probably a balloon. With the lazy, aimless motion of the object.
That ain't not no goddamn balloon.
The familiarity is very similar to many other balloon videos I've seen over the years. Now, I could be wrong, but it just seems to me that this object is just following the path of a slow-moving air current. I would have loved to have seen more of the object just to add more emphasis to the claim. But the video unfortunately cut off after 22 seconds.
Hey, maybe it is a balloon now that I think about it. That might be a balloon.
I also wanted to add some surprisingly obvious fake footage covered by a mainstream media outlet. I'll let you watch the footage before I add commentary.
This game, you're not ready for. I need ad blockers, goddammit.
You're not ready for. In the sky, and another video taken by
I thought this one was real.
Also shows those lights. And then all of a sudden, you can see the lights will quickly zoom off to the left of your screen, and then they just disappear. Now, Little says it appeared to be much larger than a drone.
Other than the clip looking like a very stereotypical...
The thing that makes me think this clip is real is because the light is green, and nobody's moving. Everybody's looking at this object.
Cartoonish depiction of how a UFO would look and move. What really stands out as a smoking gun is the instantaneous hand movement that pans with the UFO the second it takes off.
Like, this car in front of him is not moving. Unless they're friends and they're, you know.
No disrespect towards
That's
whoever
wild.
approved this story at the news channel. If you're not familiar with this content, it's not hard to fall for fake. Even with experience, it can still trip you up. But I'm surprised it slipped through the netting. That's why I do think it's good to pay some attention to the fake stuff. It helps train your mind to
So this mine, so you're telling me this is fake?
Some amazing images of Olympus Mons went viral at the
You mean to tell me I just got duped? If I was a car that was behind them, I would have been fucking honking. I'm fuck out of the street. You stupid.
start of the month. I thought they were definitely worth sharing with you guys. Pretty sure the first one is a 2-scale render. Amazing nonetheless. But this one's the real deal.
I had a conversation with one individual who told me that when they walked out of seeing one of the videos, they said their world had changed because of what they'd seen. When I'm told, I mean, I've spoken to people who've seen the 23-minute video, this apocryphal video that is apparently incredibly high definition, which shows a very clear, structured craft, a machine, a technological object in the air, taken by a US military pilot, detected, by the way, on multiple sensor systems, incontrovertibly a solid object, a piece of technology.
Yes, what I'm talking about. That's the kind of shit I want to see. I want to see high def shit. Not none of this shot on a BlackBerry shit. Best UFO videos of March 2023. I'm going all the way in the rabbit hole.
Recorded from a doorbell camera, 3 lights float over Sunrise, Florida as more or less an equilateral triangle before separating.
That's crazy. I mean, that...
What is assumed to be the same event by a different witness was also captured.
Well, they have different angles. See, that adds to legitimacy and credibility, is when multiple people have different camera angles of the same thing. Then you just can't prove it wrong. Then you have to prove what it is.
Same event by a different witness was also captured.
But I feel like it could be drones, like 3 drones flying together.
You cannot tell me.
The man is tripping right now. He said, "You cannot tell me
fluid
right
motion
now."
between the objects becomes even more apparent. It almost looks as if they are attached together in some way.
That's wild.
They make an almost
I will say that's wild.
rotation as one. Very interesting.
Is that one legit? I'm gonna say that one's legit.
Here you can see UFOs pulsing with light, then fading into the darkness.
It's moving so fast.
What did that dude say?
Like, there's no way I can explain that.
That's a UFO.
It kind of looks
He
like
said
a
that-
hospital
that's a
heart rate
UFO.
monitor in the sky.
It's a UFO.
5 pulses were recorded before the video ends. A short clip of a UFO recorded by BBC News, apparently during a live broadcast. The object is unfazed by the huge explosion and
That's
continues
wild.
on its path, blinking on and off before exiting the screen.
That's crazy.
Imagine if you could
What's
design
crazy is I don't
products
have an
that
ad
ease
blocker.
your ideas flow.
That's also crazy. Leave me alone. She says, "Shh." Trying to videotape this
Not
UFO.
a UFO, but a very bizarre aerial phenomenon. If you look close, you can see an oddly shaped pyramid-looking cloud in amongst this mega lightning storm.
Right now, is it? Shoot him, shoot him.
Oh, look, right there. Look. Look at the way it looks. Look.
I mean, are we not looking at that light that's right there? I thought that's what the video was about. Is that just a plane flying through a fucking storm?
Look.
Because that would be wild. Can you imagine being on that flight right there? You are gonna die, bro. But I guess they're talking about this cone-shaped cloud.
Amateur astronomers' footage went semi-viral this week showing a
Can
circular
UFOs
shadow
disguise
passing
themselves as
over the
clouds?
surface of the moon.
I know that's another theory too.
A rough estimate of the speed is 12,000 miles per hour. That is assuming the object is flying just above the moon's surface. The foot.
This is the moon, apparently. And they're watching as this object floats by it. Apparently, we've already named places on the moon for when we eventually move there in 5 to 10 years.
Footage was caught in 2007, but has picked up traction once again, so I thought
That's
it was
crazy.
worth sharing with you guys.
I think they said 1,200 miles an hour this thing was moving at.
As it passes Grove Crater, we are able to estimate its size to be approximately.
Oh, these are the
14
name of
kilometers
craters.
or 8 miles across. Again, that is assuming the object is right next to the moon.
Yeah, so then
Another
if it's
observation
higher from the
somebody
moon,
pointed out was, if the
then it
object
would
is
be
not a shadow
moving
and
faster
is
than
right
that,
next
right?
to the surface of the moon, we would be able to see it lit up to some degree, unless the object was so dark and unreflective that it absorbed all light.
I swear we've all seen this one.
Footage of what I'm sure fooled many this month was widely shared across many UFO online spaces.
Is it like
Thanks to
real?
the
Is this like a
expertise of
closer?
eagle-eyed UFO footage veterans, this video has been debunked as a CG layer map placed over the gimbal UFO footage from 2020.
Okay, that makes sense.
Link in the description. So clear footage only account used with the camera 20 minutes before it became too dark to see.
Next.
Black quote, jellyfish-like object, flies over the deserts of Salt Lake City.
The hell is that?
This
You ever watch The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise? That's it. That looked like one of the creatures right there.
This illustration helps us to comprehend the physics-breaking movements of the UFOs documented by the DoD.
At 13,000 miles an hour and change directions instantly. We fly the SR-71 at 3,200 miles an hour. If you wanted to take a right-hand turn, it would take you roughly half the state of Ohio to do it. And yet what we're seeing are objects that can do 90-degree turns instantly.
The amount of G's exerted after making a turn like this would instantly destroy any occupants 10 times over, along with vaporizing the craft.
And we're not talking about speeds of 3,200 miles an hour. They've been clocked at over 13,000.
This clip was taken from a documentary I am yet to watch.
He said
If
doing
I
a
find any more
90-degree
clips like
turn
this, I'll make
at
sure-
that speed, that velocity, would vaporize you. If you made a 90-degree turn, there ain't no drifting in this bitch. You turn that fast, you're dead.
Or to share it with you guys. 3 black helicopters surround a stationary object over the US. This was recorded in August of last year but went semi-viral again this week. The witness says he was forced to cut the video short, since he had pulled over on the highway to get the footage.
I feel like that's cap.
3 helicopters, a dot. They're trying to, that's a UFO right there, or that's something else.
Maybe that's not cap.
Flashing object
That don't sound like
dense
the kind of...
clouds was recorded in the skies above Phoenix. Witnesses state the object is in the clouds, which may explain why it is disappearing from view between flashes.
It's like taking flash pictures. Here's an airplane about to go over it.
It looks so unexplainable that it makes it look fake, but it's probably
If you
real.
look at the timer here, you can see the light flashes precisely every second, which means we can say with some certainty, it isn't aliens. I'm leaning more towards a drone for this one, but can't say for sure. Military tech is always a possibility. Take a listen to this ominous sound recorded in the early hours of the morning.
swear to God, if another ad happens...
OP compared the sound to a dragon-like roar. Just to be clear, he didn't think it was a dragon, just that it sounded like a typical TV movie rendition of one.
He said, just to be clear,
Two UFOs merge over
he didn't
Austria.
think it was a dragon. They're gonna merge? It's wild. I mean, we don't have
Straight
anything
after
that
the
can do
merge,
that.
They fade into the sky. If you think you have a good explanation for what is happening here, please leave a comment.
Yeah, it's
Glowing
called
orange
aliens.
UFO floats silently through the sky. Note that it moves in the path of most resistance, towards the wind blowing the clouds.
See, this one, that one doesn't look that special because it's just flying in a straight line.
At Doncaster Airport, a UFO can be seen for just over half a second as a plane comes into land. The distracting flash in the middle of the plane is a visibility strike.
Oh, damn, I just saw
This is a
it.
very inconvenient moment. Many explanations can be given about what the object is. If it is crossing in front of the plane, if it's the far side, not so much. Looking closer, the object looks to go completely out of view when meeting the plane. No hints can be detected at all. I have stabilized the footage and added a line that maps the object's flight path. Take note of the two central landing lights.
Yeah, so it's behind the object then. I mean, it's behind the plane.
Object's path close to perfectly. If the object was to be crossing,
Yeah, this man really went into full
at least some slight
Sherlock
moving of the lights.
on this clip.
A US news host describes an advanced tech defense field that is thought to surround some UFOs with an undetectable bubble, which scrambles the brains of those that are curious enough to wander too close.
We got a call from this guy who's a tenured Stanford medical school professor. He comes on and he's like, 11 years ago, the US government reached out to me because I'm an expert on head injuries, on brain injuries, traumatic brain injuries, and they had all these court cases from families of US servicemen, over 100, who'd been killed by UFOs. UFOs appear to be attracted, for whatever reason, to nuclear energy. So at nuclear missile bases in the upper Midwest, for example, nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, nuclear-powered submarines are all getting buzzed by these objects. And in a number of cases, these things have landed on military bases, including famously in Germany, in West Germany in the 70s.
I wanted to give more details about what incident he was referencing here. However, I was unable to find the case. He could have possibly be getting it mixed up with the Rendlesham Forest or Bentwaters incidents, but I am not sure. If you know, please leave a comment.
And servicemen have approached them, and they approach and they get traumatic brain injury, or they're killed. And he studied their brains.
There are numerous other reports of encounters with UFOs ending with the instant death of the witnesses, but due to limited information and possible redactions,
This motherfucking text-to-speech voice is killing me right now. He saw a ball whilst walking his dog on the road.
Over his head.
He saw a sphere in the sky over his head. That shit is killing me. Why are you whispering?
Just me and you. Things in the air. It just launched from somewhere.
This music is horrible. Why is he stabilizing with some kind of stabilizer? Like we see the object.
Operator Chase Bentley, with over 5,000 hours experience in the field, captures footage of what he can only describe as a USO. Chase was interviewed about the sighting, where he was quizzed on what makes this footage out of the ordinary.
Why is it significant that something, mechanical would be down that deep?
It seems like it'd be easy to put a drone or something 5,600 feet underwater until you really understand what's behind doing something like that. And to have something moving down there under its own power, the battery power would be immense. Also, this was tetherless. Without a tether, it would have no human control.
The look, shape and movement of the object is enough to rule out any sea life. Its speed also rules out any junk/inanimate object that may be drifting around down there.
How do we know this is not organic? This isn't a fish or something like that?
Well, the video footage, albeit not the clearest, it's pretty clear to see that it's not a fish. We spend thousands and thousands of hours looking underwater and around these areas. We know what the fish look like, and this pretty clearly isn't a fish. Lots of people that have seen the video have 30, 40 years in the industry, and they're saying, well, it's not a fish, but I don't know what it is. It's really out of the bounds of what I think we have technology of making right now. If somebody gave me a $10 million
That's wild.
and said, make this thing, I don't think it's possible.
Chase goes on to talk about the encounters other experts working in the industry have had with USOs. I have left a link to the full interview in the description. Definitely worth the watch.
All right. One more, and I'm done. One more.
My name is Gabby.
Hi, Gabby. How you doing, Gabby? We gotta find something good. This is the last one. Top 5 unexplained UFO sightings caught on camera.
Welcome back,
in
truth seekers. You get ready to have
2023.
your mind blown as we
Blow my
dive
mind,
into
dog.
The mysterious world sky, jaw-dropping close. The different little gray camera is first today on our list of unexplained
All right.
UFO sightings on camera is going to be this wild footage taken off the coast of San Diego from on board the Navy ship USS Omaha. The video footage was shot on an FLIR camera, which is an incredibly expensive, fancy bit of tech. It's a thermal camera to detect heat. It's perfect for this sort of thing. And if you want one for yourself, civilians can buy these cameras. They cost $300,000. That's about 1 month's rent in Toronto. Very fair. In the footage, we can see what looks to be a sphere-like object flying over the ship before entering the water. The Omaha claimed that for days before this incident was recorded, they were seeing drone-like objects flying around their ship that the crew had no knowledge of. This footage was taken from a crew member trying to ascertain what it was that they were dealing with. Now there is some audio
That man said
on the
ascertain.
clip, and it's illuminating. When the object goes into the water, we hear the sailors say mark, bearing, and range, meaning that the sailors on the ship were making a note of the coordinates and location where it went in, suggesting that maybe a submarine was sent in to recover or discover whatever was going on in there. Did it even submerge in the water, or does it seem a bit too like the craft outright disappears going into the water? I wish so bad we could get some more angles on this, or a follow-up to be able to find out what this was. Until then, we just have this strange footage to go off of and what speculation we have at home. There's a wild conspiracy theory that I just found out recently and I love, and we'll mention it a few times in this video, about a secret UFO construction facility under the water. Maybe this drone was heading on home. Who knows? And if you're looking for way more conspiracy theories about really anything, aliens, Bigfoot,
Underwater,
JFK, you name it, we got all of
alien
that
base.
and then some on Top 5 Scary. We really
I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't say that's not likely. Underwater alien base, because we go to space more than we explore the ocean. You know what I mean? We don't even know anything about the ocean.
just about anything and everything you can think of that's freaky and eeky. So hit subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell so you UFO subreddit, and it was posted by user The Firo saying, this video was taken by a good friend of mine on a flight to El Paso, and as soon as it gets noticed, it's gone. In the video, we can see we're in the passenger seat of a jet, high above the ground. And flying around the windows is an unexplained object zipping around at high speeds. Saucer-like object looking a bit like maybe it was a frisbee that got tossed into the air by Godzilla. Now, It does definitely look like a classic flying saucer, like what you imagine a UFO to be, but not as many people were convinced. More than a few people in the comments section for this one were a little skeptical of this high-flying footage. Several commenters suggested that this flying saucer is actually
I don't know how I feel about that
reflection
one.
of something from inside the plane's cabin, suggesting that if you pause enough and look right in the video, you can see the object's reflection being repeated in the window pane. Now, there are just as many people suggesting that it is a solid object existing outside the plane. The trouble is, we've been given very limited footage, and it's hard to tell, and there was no follow-up by the original poster to provide any more details, so we only have this little excerpt that we've been given. Whenever there's a scenario like this, I do like to leave it up to you, my faithful YouTube comment audience. What do you think? Is this a flying saucer soaring above the clouds, or just a reflection of some light? I could honestly go either way with this one. I will say it could easily be
I think it's cap. I think it's probably one of the lights, like the cabin lights on. Maybe somebody next to him was reading or something, and you could see the reflection of that. I don't know, though. You know what I mean? No, I don't. I
the object's
I don't.
being
I don't know if it's.
inside being
I don't think it's a flying saucer, though. Please stop. Please stop.
And there was no follow-up by the original poster to provide. Coming up next is going to be this clip shared online with the caption, "A weird set of lights above New Delhi." Take a look-see. So in the clip, pretty clearly we can see, yeah, there's some strange lights going on in the night sky above New Delhi. There's a scattering of lights above the city's horizon. Now, immediately your first thought might be that it's drones, which is a reasonable assumption.
I was just about to say that, actually. I ain't even gonna lie. I was just about to say it. That looked like drones.
Dashing across the night sky usually end up being civilian drones. However, the original poster clarified that drones are illegal in India and aren't widespread at all for civilians. And on top of that, the area that's being filmed is said to be in the slums, where it's incredibly unlikely that anyone would have access to drones. The poster added this little bit of context with the video. I saw this today around 8 p.m. in New Delhi with a friend. It was massive. This cannot be a building, as there is no
fucking focus it.
Only slums with heights of about 4 to 5 floors. Yet this building looked as tall as the Burj Khalifa. There was a moderate wind going on, and I thought, if it's drones, why aren't they swaying? Not to forget, drones are illegal in India, and especially
Whatever it's doing right now with this, like, this light,
massive.
Looks fucking wild. I wish this motherfucker would hold the camera still, because it looks super crazy. Whatever lights are going on with whatever he's seeing, it looks wild. It's also wild that he cannot focus the motherfucking camera.
Wind going on, and I thought, if it's drones, why aren't they swaying? Not to forget, drones are illegal in India, and especially in New Delhi. It looked massive in the sky. I wish the camera saw what my eyes could see. It could absolutely blew me away. I've been to drone shows, but this looked nothing like it. Any idea what this could be? Also, I agree. I wish our cameras did just capture exactly what our
That's kind of weird.
eyes
That
saw.
was
Would
actually
make
pretty
all
cool.
this you see what happened. You also would get the for your entertainment, and I hope your amusement, is this short clip that was uploaded to YouTube pretty recently. UFO spotted over Garden Ridge, Texas. In this clip, we can see a somewhat strange flying object that looks a bit like a cocoon being propelled forward, or maybe even
imagine you're hang gliding or whatever the fuck this dude is doing right now, and you see something in the sky with you that you cannot explain what it is. I would trip.
In this clip, we can see a somewhat strange flying object that looks a bit like a cocoon being propelled forward.
The object's probably looking at this dude like, what the fuck are you doing,
has
bro?
no propulsion or trails behind it, which really doesn't explain how it's moving forward so fast. Some sort of...
Is it a balloon? I wish I could zoom in right now. I feel like that's a balloon.
anti-gravity manipulation.
If I could zoom in right now, it looks like a it looks like a fucking dude standing straight up in some kind of a white suit. Am I tripping? I'm probably tripping, right?
So fast. Some sort of
Like
anti-gravity
right
manipulation
at that angle right there. It looks like a dude, bro. And this dude is just paragliding.
technology that I don't understand. Is that too wild to speculate that an alien has that? Now we've seen cocoon-like.
I feel like that was a very, very clear footage.
Actually, we saw them a bunch.
Oh, it's circling him?
Turned out to be Mr. Peanut, but
Or he's
most of them
circling.
are UFOs. I'd say after triangle UFOs or little light clusters, I probably see videos of
That's kinda weird.
cocoon-like UFOs like this more than any other kind. So what are these cocoon-like go of? Hey.
Bruh. One more ad.
Hey, maybe
And
an
I'm
alien was
gonna
up a
fucking
last-minute
snap.
Valentine's. Number 1, the A-10 over Arizona.
Alright, give me something good for number one.
Our final spot today for crazy UFO footage is going to be this dramatic footage of a spherical UAP being filmed tailing an A-10 aircraft over Arizona. The footage was filmed by a mobile scope truck recorded by the DHS, that's the Department of Homeland Security. The craft caught on camera is one of unknown origins. Well, obviously. So why it's a UFO. The U doesn't stand for usual, it's unidentified. Now there's really not a lot to go on from this clip, as the original uploader didn't provide a ton of insight or backstory beyond the short clip, so we're left with mostly speculation. Similar to the previous clip, I have to
See
wonder
what's
maybe
crazy?
if this
Is this thing was flying in the opposite direction when the video started. And then it turned around and started following this plane.
The craft caught on camera is one of unknown origins.
Like it's going this way.
Obviously. So why it's a UFO. The U doesn't stand for
And then it
usual, it's
eventually turns around and
Now,
starts
there's really
following.
not a lot to go on from this clip, as the original uploader didn't provide a ton of insight or backstory beyond the short clip, so we're left with mostly speculation. Similar to the previous clip, I have to wonder maybe if this is a drone of some kind due to its size in comparison to the rest of the craft, which dwarfs it. Could this be an unmanned craft? Is someone piloting it from a remote location far away? Now earlier in the video, I quickly shouted out a conspiracy which I recently discovered, and I hope we can do like a full video on it because it was fascinating, saying that a majority of the crafts that we see in UFO videos are scout crafts that come from a construction facility hidden somewhere deep beneath the ocean from a
I believe that. I don't know why, but I believe that.
civilization that predates ours. This advanced technological facility is manned by an artificial intelligence that keeps it running autonomously and produces these small crafts naturally to scout out the planet and, well, I don't know yet what they're doing, but something alien. Now, obviously, that is a very, very, very tinfoil.
Alright.
Less than reputable website, but
We have looked at like 6 videos of UFO footage. None of it was super, super crazy or compelling. A lot of it was really good though. But nothing super high definition. We have millions of high definition cameras right on your phone, and nobody has yet caught anything in HD. Although I still believe like you could catch the most HD 4K video footage of a UFO and nobody's gonna believe you anyway. But that was fun, guys. Maybe tomorrow or tonight we'll do scary videos. Scary videos. Yeah. But I think that's it for this one. I appreciate you guys stopping by. And I'll see you guys next time.